Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. Okay, let me get housekeeping out of the way. If you want,
I think you're muted.
yeah, okay. If you want to join our tribe, I'm telling y'all that snow moon last night. I don't know what's going on. Okay, technology, everything that can go crazy is going on. But anyway, let's start this all over again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. If you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. So, we're in February 2023. For some of you, you may have not done your vision board. You may have completed your vision board. You put it up against the wall. You're not looking at it anymore. You don't know what's going on. This is the year to step it up because everyone's saying 2023 is, it's all about them and they're going to take it to the next level. So listen, y'all, we have an amazing woman, right? So as I said, it's 2023, and if what you're doing is not working, mind you, we're in the second month of the year. If you're doing the same old, and it's not working, you know what how the saying goes, right? Try something different. So you need to watch your show. We have the wonderful and the phenomenal Stephanie J. Now, mind you, when I say Stephanie, it's without the E, it's the I. Okay? She's an executive coach for Step It Up. She believes that she basically wants everyone to have the power within to make positive changes in their lives. And y'all know I'm all about positivity and how to improve because I done told y'all, I done deleted, blocked, and excluded all the negative Nellies. They're not in my phone. They're not emailing me. I blocked everyone, right? So grab your pen and paper, get your beverage of choice, whether it's tequila, water, tea, sangria, whatever it is, okay? Do it. So let's sit back. So we have the one and only Miss Stephanie J. How you doing, Miss Stephanie?
I'm doing great. I'm stepping it up every day. Every day.
We got to. So let's talk about, we're going to get to your company, but let's talk about why did you want to help? I don't want to use the word empower because it's so saturated, right? It's lost its meaning. It's lost its je ne sais quoi. Oh, y'all, I'm French.
Come on,
But,
friend.
but
Let's
and
go.
also in honor of Black history, you're making history because you're doing amazing things. And every day you wake up, you're making history, right? So explain to us about Step It Up.
Okay, well, I had to do it first. I had to go through my journey alone. I didn't have anyone holding my hand. It was me and Jesus, okay? And that's something that I said, you know what? It's just so much negativity. A lot happened. The pandemic happened. We lost people. That increased a level of suicide and anxiety, and so many people just unhappy with their lives. And I said, I'm just going to show people how I'm doing it. And so as I was transforming, people were watching me transform live, and that just turned into just a movement of just positive energy. And so I was like, okay, well, it's my opportunity to help you step it up as I'm stepping it up as well. And I, in the process, quit my job, because I felt led to do it full time and not even realizing that everything that I have done led up until what I'm doing now. That's something that I carried within me all my life and didn't know it. Even though I was in the financial industry, I was still always, empowering people, encouraging people, getting people to talk, creating a safe space and environment for people to talk because no one knew how to just do the simplest things is to talk about just how they're doing, just something simple as how you doing. We don't ask those kind of questions. So yeah, when I felt like God was leading me to do it full time, I decided to get my certification as an executive professional life coach, and the alignment just happened. It was nothing but God, and I always say that this is something that I feel like I'm called to. This may not be the lifestyle that I chose. It was something that chose me. So because God has given me this gift, I have to be a good steward over this gift. And so I use every opportunity as a moment to drop seeds into people, even if it's for a moment, it's for an hour, it's for a network of time, whatever have you, just to help people to understand that you have the God-given ability to change your circumstances. if you just make the right move and step it up. Just get off the sidelines of life.
And what I'm loving about what you're saying is, and I want people to really listen to this. You may have that little nagging thing that's in the background telling you, you should do this, you should do this, whether it's the spirit, whether you believe it's God, whether it's your intuition, and you're not happy where you are. Just think about this. You don't want your last days, and I'm just going to bring it out there. You don't want to live the shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? And there's no such thing as failure. So go out, live your dreams. If the pandemic, okay, YouTube, I won't use that word again. But if what we're living in the past has not changed your attitude and latitude and aptitude, I don't know what will. We have to start making those critical changes in our lives that we feel. And sometimes, and we can talk about this, because you're a wife or a husband, you have a family, you don't want to take that risk. You know what I'm saying? But you have to believe in yourself, because if a job is going to hire you, pay to train you, pay to do this, you got to start investing in yourself. Okay, I'm not taking over because this is your show, so let me tone it down. Okay, tone it down, because I got that takeover spirit, baby.
No, listen, you're absolutely right, because I was all those things. I was a wife, and I'm a mom of two. I was running two. I had a business on the side. I was working as a finance business partner for a global company, and so I was literally doing it all. But did anything I do fulfill me? No, other than being my kid's mom. And the past will show you, during those horrible times that we were living in, will show you that something about my life ain't right. Where do I contribute? How do I supposed to be contributing right now? And I look at my life and how I'm able to coach people anywhere from 15 to 68, 70 years old. We all still have something that we can contribute while you're still alive. Every day that God allows you to wake up, you have an opportunity to change lives by something that you only know. What I call is your superpower. Whatever your superpower is, meaning only you do well, and maybe you don't even know what that is yet because you haven't allowed yourself to tap into it. Whatever you find that is, you won't get enough of it. Your body will crave more of it. Your mind will crave more, because that's something that gives you fulfillment. That's something that gives you fulfillment. So yeah, I was one of those people. I was one of those people that made six figures. I was one of those people that was doing my hobby on the side, which is dancing. I was teaching for a preparatory school because I enjoyed it. I was a domesticated mom. I was a PTA mom. I was straight up suffocating. And didn't know it until the point where I got to the point where I was burnt out. And so, when all these things started happening, I'm like, why am I here? Like, what is my purpose? And so when the moment I asked that question, that's what I feel God said, okay, well, I'm about to tell you, I'm going to show you. And all that stuff that I was doing, yeah, you still have bills, you still have responsibilities, but, I trust God. I feel like if he's calling me to do these things that he naturally instilled in me, right? If he's calling me to do those things, I don't have to worry about the how. I just know my why. As long as I know my why. So I always give that indication of, okay, this is me. I'm Peter. I'm walking out on water. And he just said, look my way. Don't worry about that. Money is just a tool. It's a necessity. And I can provide plenty of it. But will you walk with me to help me change these people's life? Will you help me do that? And so when I answered the call, meaning this was not the lifestyle that I chose, right? Because I was, anybody knows that when you're in finance, you are behind the scenes. You're about those digits, those numbers, getting paid and going somewhere and taking a trip. I'm not speaking other than building relationships. And it just shifted. And so I'm discovering the voice that I know I had, I'm discovering a part of me that I didn't know existed.
And it always happens when, and this is what I think they need to teach children in schools, or parents need to talk to their kids about. Like if a child says, Mom, I want to be a lawyer. Is that your purpose? We need to start getting to the purpose first, because like you, child, working at a job, making money, training doctors, making the banging money. So I'm with you in the six-figure club, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the passion is gone. They built a wall, you crashed the wall. They built it and you keep smashing it, right? On the job, they keep giving you accolades, but you're not happy. I don't know about you. It's just like I wasn't happy anymore. I wasn't satisfied. And then when you talk to your friends are like, girl, you're making that money. It's not all about the money. So like you, I'm here trying to hint to my husband, like, I'm gonna tell this man that I can't do this no more. And God, like you, he said, Jackie, just do it. Walk out in faith. Because I have friends I just walked out on faith, quit the job and just walked out on faith. Didn't know what I was doing, didn't know this whole thing, and educating people on plant-based eating and taught relationship coaching. I'm married 32 years, so I'm talking about relationships and women empowerment of sex trafficking survivors. So I'm empowering. I'm like, Lord, what about? He says, Jackie, I gave you a gift. Use that gift and everything will come. But again, when he said do it, he said you got to work with women. And I think I told you, I don't want to work with women. They're crazy. I don't like women. I want to work with them.
I always say, listen, Linda, because that's me. Like I've never been a fan of being around a lot of women. I grew up with older brothers and around men. And so I was that tomboy, And then when I got into middle school, I never kept more than 2 little friends. I never rolled in packs. I was cool with everyone, but I was never in a crowd. I just couldn't do it. So that was one thing. It's like, okay, you're going to be helping women. I'm like, do what? Do what? And why?
See, we got to keep it real. We got to keep conversations like that real. For some women, but now I love y'all. Because God has been saying the positive women. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? It's I see you. I see you and I've been where you are. Let me help you. But God gave me the wisdom and the strength to go through the tumultuous things I have gone through, because somebody will not be able to go through it like I did. So he allowed me to, he allowed you to, so that now we can hold somebody else's hand through it. I see you. That's why he said that he trusts us with this, because it's not the catty. We hate the cattiness and all that other stuff. But the reality is they have a soul. Okay. It's about the souls. It's about dropping seeds. It's about the lives that needs to be changed. And for them, women are really, I always say, what's the word I use? We're under so much scrutiny to be something. It's either you're the CEO and you're overly emasculated, or, you're the burnt out mom who can't do nothing. It's like it's one extreme or the next. It's like women can't have both. And you're looked at crazy if you have both, And so for me, being that executive life coach, I always tell people I can't coach you professionally if I can't coach you in your personal life, because either you're doing great in if you're doing great in personal life, you're doing terrible at work, and something's gonna bleed over to the other side. If you're doing terrible at work, it's gonna come home with you. If you're having problems at home, it's gonna go to work with you. And if you don't have a balance of both, or even know how to use your emotional intelligence and know how you actually move, how you tick particularly, and how you actually deal with other people, then you're going to be out of it. You're going to be quietly quitting. You're going to be quitting everything and don't know why. No direction, no nothing other, because you're suffering. And I'm trying to get women to the point where before they check out, before they get to the point of depression, before they get to the point where they have anxiety and they have to get on medication, because we know that kind of stuff right there, when you're sick, that causes diseases. That causes all kind of stuff that happens with your body systematically. It's a chemical imbalance, right? I'm trying to get them to the point where they don't get there and say, you know what? Let me figure out how to properly articulate, because women, like I always said in my last interview, is we are nurturers. We're naturally nurturers. We're givers. That's all we know how to do. But what we don't know how to do is speak up and advocate for ourselves when something is just not going right. And when we do speak up in ourselves, is how to do that properly, where the other person on the other end can receive what you're saying. So it's a combination of things, So God said, you know what? I want you to do it because I see you. I see you and you see them, So, I had to leave that mindset of, I got to deal with women, I am a woman. We're women.
And once I realized, because it's one of those things, when you let's say dislike, I'm not going to use the word hate, dislike someone who's like you, you're disliking something within yourself. So I have embraced, when I tell you I'm just loving women, the feminine energy that's around
Yes.
me, they're positive, because this space will tell you, I don't, as DMX said, protected by Viper, stand back. I don't deal with the foolishness. I don't deal with the foolery. I'm all
Right.
about, getting people to a place where they can express themselves, as you were saying, because so many times I've been on that bathroom floor crying. Okay, I've been there. I finally said, Jackie, you are not Superwoman. You're not Wonder Woman. You're not Women Are Worthy with the WW. You can't do everything. You
Yes.
have to, because I'm one of those in the past. No, if it's not done by me, it's not going to be done right.
That
But
was
I
me.
knew when I worked in corporate America, I knew how to hand over things, but in my personal, I just didn't know how to do it. So I told my husband, okay, we're going to get someone to come in and clean. We're going to get someone to cook, because while I was working, I was still doing all that stuff. I said, look, I am
Yes.
not going, this is what I said to him. I am not going to bring on the bacon, fry it up in the pan, and never let you forget you're a man. We ain't doing all three at the same time. So
That,
you need to pick which one you want. You knew which one he picked,
I
right?
know I've had that conversation. It didn't go well, but guess what? I'm free now. I did 11 years and I'm out. but but we're good with our kids, and that's all that matters. We just butt heads. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That
right.
tradition mentality. He didn't want to adapt to. Listen, this isn't working for me. I'm suffocating. This isn't. And that's okay. As long as we're good co-parents to those children. But it allowed me to say, you know what? I get this opportunity to pour back into myself everything that was lost. Nobody's fault but my own, because it's what I allowed. Right? We always victimize ourselves. They did X, Y, and Z. They did X. No, that's what I allowed because I didn't know how to properly advocate for myself. So let me love on myself. Let me pour back into myself so that I don't allow this to happen again. And the next person that comes along, they're gonna know where I'm at from the time you hit the door. Okay? So it's
Hello.
very
That part.
clear.
That
So
part.
I took a year and a half after I got divorced. And I said, I don't want to see nothing, hear nothing, own nothing, nothing. I didn't want to, because I needed a good snapshot as to where I was. And I knew that there were some areas that I needed healing, right? So that was me and my walk with God. I didn't do the relationships. I didn't do anything. I don't get, what do they say in relationships? When you want to get over somebody, get under somebody. I didn't do any of that. I just went straight. You know what? I cannot. I don't want to see another man. I don't want to hear another man, because I need to just figure out who Stephani is, right? Once I figured out who she is, then I can invite somebody into my space. If I still don't know how to speak to people, just advocate for myself, then, I can't do that and I can't bring nobody in until I know how to, deal with me and advocate. So once that started to happen, I'm like, okay, think I'm ready. Okay. Then I went out there and said, oh, nope, not yet. You got to test the waters a little bit, right?
You do the double dutch thing. The double dutch thing.
I'm almost there, but not quite. And so I finally at the point where I know I'm emotionally intelligent, because I took the time. I'm coming out with the course in April. It's called Relationship Detox. And the reason why I'm coming out with this course is me now. I'm in the single lifestyle right now. And what I've noticed is, more hurt people hurting people. You got people that are getting divorced, going to the dating pool. You got people that, been single all their life. You got people who haven't made it to marriage, who don't know what the other side looks like. I've been fortunate to be able to do both, right? And so for me, once I learned that a lot of people are just hurt and they don't know how. So you got all these different phases they've created, the talking phase and this phase and that phase. And it's like, why don't you just sit and just talk to one individual and just see if, what you like and what you don't like. You should know, but most people don't, because they don't take out any time to heal properly from a prior relationship, a prior job experience, and all that trauma, just carrying those loads to somebody else's door, right? To somebody else's door. So this relationship detox program that I'm coming out with, it just takes you. Here's my dog. He comes to every meeting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He just came right in my room. So this is Teddy. Say hi. You want to say hello?
Hey,
This is
Teddy.
This is
Hey,
Teddy.
Teddy.
That's Teddy, guys. And I'm telling you, he comes to every meeting. He's like, listen, it's my turn, sis. Okay. So thank you, buddy, going out. But yeah, so I'm big on advocating for yourself, and that's why, because I had to go through that healing component by myself. And now I'm able to pay it forward and teach other people now. So it's I'm grateful.
And I think it's important that we heal ourselves, because like for me, I go to therapy. I was going to her like I think twice a week at one point, because when you're leaving corporate and you're doing your own thing, that's a whole nother beast, right?
Woo!
Because
Ooh,
you're like, okay, you get time off, you can do, and some of my 9 to 5ers don't understand that, I got to do what I got to do. You see what I'm saying? Because
right.
it's a different mindset. Not that I'm better than them at all, but it's a different mindset. And I've always had an entrepreneurial, path anyway, regardless of whatever I've done. But now I'm doing this full time. So I said, you know what? It was getting to a point where I was just snapping at people. And I said, I need therapy. I'm not going to be one of those African Americans that don't believe in therapy, that you going to pray it away. Y'all going to baptize me away to whatever's going on. We're not doing that. I'm spiritual. Okay, I'm spiritual, but I'm also a realist, right? So I said, let me go to therapy. Let me find someone. I prayed. I said, God, this is what I want in a therapist. Exactly what I prayed for a therapist. That's what I have. So we're at the point now, and I tell people, it's not really you should stop therapy, but think of it as, because now how I'm doing it, it's like every 3,000 oil change. Now I can wait 6,000. So I can tap in. I don't need her as often, but I tap in when I feel like, because it was getting so bad because I was internalizing things, and then I was starting to get panic attacks. I'm like, what's going on? Is this a heart attack? I was getting panic attacks because I was suppressing a lot of things. So now I'm walking, and I just feel so free in some areas. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I said 2023 it's gonna be different, right? So I said, chop off the hair, let me just walk and just be different. Because you know what they say when a woman cuts off her hair, okay? Be careful, right?
Listen, if she cut her hair off, if she change her color, if she find a different wig, it's over with. Okay?
It's over. So, but more importantly, I want people who are watching this to tap into their whatever it is that they want. And I want you, because I want you to eventually tell them how to get in contact with you, because it's so important. We have so many people, especially since the virus, so many people are realizing, I hate my job, I hate my spouse, I hate my kids. Well, dislike my kids or something like that.
It happens. Yeah.
So what can we do, for someone who's listening, who may not want to tap in and type or whatever? What is the first thing? They wake up tomorrow after listening to this and they're like, or they're sobbing because this is ringing true. What should be the first step?
Well, for me, the first step is therapy. It's not life coaching. Therapy takes you back and it helps you to heal. Life coaching progresses you forward. And so the idea of therapy is not for you to be codependent. It's for you to heal and leave. And so you made a very valid point. You look at it like having an oil change. Because initially when you start, it's like taking care of a baby, infant stage, they're very needy, they're very needy because, and think about if you're transferring it to our everyday life, we're triggered. When you first go to therapy, everything triggers you. So you need them more than you ever would. But the biggest key today, if you're going to go to therapy, if you're going to take this very serious and invest in yourself, you got to make sure that if you do go, you're being honest with yourself, number one. You're being open, number two. And you're going to trust the process, because you're going to have times when you cry your doggone eyes out. But you got to stay true to the process. There was times like, oh my God, I think I need an hour and a half. I need 2 hours. I got a headache after leaving, but I trusted the process. You laugh because this is real. It's like,
because you were in my therapy session. That's why.
Yes, you have to trust the process. And then once you trust the process, you're implementing the tools that they are giving you. There is no point in being in therapy 3-4 years. First of all, nobody should be in therapy that long. And if you're in therapy that long, that means you're implementing nothing that they're telling you. Okay? Period. You're implementing nothing. So the first thing you want to do is find you a good therapist that you connect with. I always tell my clients is I'm not everybody's coach. I'm not everybody's coach. So when you do the discovery call for me, it's for us to kind of fill each other out, see if this is going to be a good fit for you, because I'm going to hold you seriously accountable. And this is going to be, we're going to handle the good, bad, and the ugly together. And most people that I do counsel or do coach, they have a therapist as well. So some of the stuff that we're saying go hand in hand. I'm helping you to create healthier ways of doing things. They're helping you to tackle whatever's holding you stuck in a certain area. So for me, if I'm doing a one-on-one with you, I want to see first, do you need therapy and not life coaching first? Mm-hmm. And number two, are you implementing the tools that they have given you? If not, I'm going to send you back to therapy. I'm going to recommend somebody that I trust that can help you in whatever you're going through. The second thing is you're going to have to declutter your environment, because everybody can't go with you. Okay. Everybody cannot go with you. That means you have to be willing. You have to be the point of desperation where you're willing to let anybody go that does not serve you this season. Okay. Therapy, decluttering your life. After you do that and you're actually able to sit with yourself and whoever you serve, I serve Jesus Christ. Okay. And sit with whoever. You hone into yourself. Remove people to have access. Everybody don't need to have that kind of access to you anymore. Okay? If you're able to do that work, then you're ready. You're ready to take the next step. Do not move forward. Do not, always say to use Monopoly. Do not pass go. Do not collect $300. Okay? Until you have really getting down to the root causes as to why you're a certain way. Okay? I've been to the point too where I've asked people how they're receiving me. And if it's the same way, I'm the problem. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's some changes I need to make.
Mm-hmm. And what I want people to understand, I want to piggyback on this. Mm-hmm. When, I was on a prayer call, and it's an amazing prayer line that we have on Thursdays, and it's at 6:00 in the morning. It's held by LaTanya Curry. When I tell you it is banging, it's banging. And she just commented, that's good. People don't always implement the tools that they were given. That is so true. And then they want to know why they're stuck. But I want people to understand this as well. When she talked about declutter, I'm going to piggyback on this, right? Mm-hmm. Declutter doesn't mean just your friends. It means family. It could be your husband. It could be your wife. It could be your mother. It could be your parent, okay? Step parent. It could be your children, because toxic environment does not have, it's not labeled one thing. Okay, mm-hmm. It can be all environments. So you have to decide what's toxic for you. Sit down and write down a list. Is this person serving me? People have to start realizing they come first. Just like when a plane goes down, you got to get the oxygen. When I tell you, ooh, I'm a social person. And a lot of people, I'm really a social person. And, school, blah, 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 I was that person. But now I'm not letting a lot of people get access to me, because I was always allowing, and not only that, their spirit, because I'm an empath, I have to be careful of that as well.
That's right.
So for me now, your access is limited. I'm one of those, let me tell you, I'm telling you, I ain't playing. I don't believe in burning bridges. I believe in burning down the village.
Burn it down.
Burn it down. And what I mean by that, literally and figuratively, just like when you have a crop on some land and the crops are rotten or things are going, they have to burn the land in order to redo things. That's what I'm talking about. I am not afraid, and I've never been afraid to walk alone, but more than ever now, I don't care who doesn't call me. I don't care if I hear from you. I don't be called like, hey, you haven't called no. I ain't picking up the phone and calling people who haven't called in a while. And I would spend my time doing that. That's when I need to focus on me. LaTanya has this thing, and I'm following that, where I don't know how many days she's doing it, but it's all positivity. I live a positive life, but don't call me about negative stuff. I don't want to hear about something you've been whining for 5 years or for 3 years. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I love you, but I can't hear that. Here's a number to a therapist. Call them. Because what happens is people will put all that on your plate, and then they leave, and you still got that. You know what I'm saying?
That's why my discovery calls are no longer free. Yesterday's price, okay? Because I was doing them free, okay? And I was getting booked and busy, and by the time, and they would lay it all on the line, And then when you want to actually pour in and you want to take it forward and try to build packages and you're doing all this work, they're not serious. But let me tell you, my best clients invest. They invest. They take it very seriously. They implement everything that I've given them. I don't have to repeat myself. So when I tell you, and that's to anybody who is an entrepreneur, listen, know your worth, okay?
Woo, we talked about that, didn't we?
Listen, know your worth, because everything in life is not free. Nothing in life is free. It's going to take your time and your energy. And so I'm telling you, if you are ready to invest in yourself, there is not a price tag to it, okay? If you found the right coach, if you found the right therapist, there is not a price tag to it, because your life is more important. If you change the inside, the outside will exuberate. You will glow. You will go further. That will be the best investment. You talk about making money. You're going to get a ROI, a return on your investment, because you are healing from the inside out, period. You know, people don't understand that concept.
They don't, because they forget. Because here's the thing. We go through school, get the education, then we get the life experience, then we have the expertise, then you want to pick up the phone, because here's this thing, right? Because you and I talked about know your worth, right?
Yeah.
People already know, okay, I'm going out for dinner, I'm going out for lunch, picking up some lunch. So should I go to Chick-fil-A or should I go to McDonald's? You know, if you're going to Chick-fil-A, how much you're going to be spending, right? And most people, that's why Chick-fil-A is the most successful, because they're saying that they have the best food around, quality food, even though it's whatever, it has the best quality food. No, excuse me, the best of the kind of food, because they have like chicken and all that kind of stuff. But you know, going in, and not only that, the experience of Chick-fil-A is like far more like, oh my God. So people need to understand, because I'm doing this thing. Don't call me to pick my brain. It's a cost to that. Okay. You're not picking my brain. You're not, hey, can I ask you a question?
Can I take you to lunch? No.
I can buy my own lunch.
I'm done with that, because I did it and I learned fast. I'm a quick study. Like you said, I'm an empath, and I'm an empath as well. But no, you have to pick and choose. And the reality is you don't have time. You don't have time. We have the only thing we're busy trying to find people that are looking for us.
Yes.
Looking for us to help them.
Yes.
We don't have time to do lunches and all this other stuff unless it's networking, it's getting ourselves the visibility that we need to reach the people that God has called us to. That's the bottom line. That's to me what booked and busy means to me. It's not booked and busy to be seen. No, it's booked and busy to help people that are looking for me. That's it. You know, so people who want to waste your time, pick your brain thinking that this stuff is free. No, it's not free. No, every time that I empty myself out, I have to pour back into myself everything that I have poured specifically out, customized for you. That takes a lot of energy. And if people don't know how empaths work, we don't. Let me tell you, we're gonna teach the people tonight.
Teach them.
Empaths, let me talk about empaths. When we pour out from our soul. We only speak whatever we feel is happening, but we ask the proper questions. You know, we're really trying to hone in on you specifically. We're not looking at the clock. We're not doing none of those things. We want to make sure when you leave empowered, inspired, motivated, and not only that, honestly, diagnosing you like, let's find where you stuck. Let's start there. Let me ask you, and most empaths, if you're a good one, you will find out before the session is even up.
Thank you.
I want to say within 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, you'll find out. So that stuff, you know, the things that we do full time, the things that we pour into, just like you would go to church and you see the pastor pours out and the things that he has to do to prepare. We got to do things to prepare as well. We got to prepare our heart. We got to prepare our minds. We got to prepare our agenda. We got to pray over ourselves, over you, the people we're coming in contact with, because we don't know what you need. You know, we have to be in tune with whoever we're in front of, who God allow us to be in front of. So empaths, we're extremely sensitive. We feel you. We feel you. So that's why we can't allow just anybody around us. I will leave the room. I will not. I'll hold it. You know that church hand? Excuse me. I'm out. I've learned to be out instead of taking it and dealing with it. I just leave.
Because not every money is good money. Because I've left that on the table. Not everybody's my goal is I want everyone to live their optimum life. I want
Yes.
them to enjoy because I remember what it was like when I woke up the next day and I didn't have to do this 9 to 5. I remembered when I started because
Let's
this,
talk about
you know,
that.
some of y'all may say, well, this seems natural. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue. No one pulled me to the side and say, hey,
No.
Jackie, get a camera, do this, do. I didn't know anything. I do know my gift is I know how to talk. I'm relatable to any and everyone, but I
Right.
didn't know how to do the logistic part of it. And God's like, I'm gonna take care of it. And I'm like, look, you better take care of it now because I'm gonna be on in 2 minutes. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know questions because I don't write
Yes.
questions down. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, listen, you asked me to do this, so you're gonna have to show me how. You're gonna have to show me how, and I'm gonna do what I know to do. The problem that I did have that I came into is because I came from corporate for 15 years. I'm big on business processes. I'm big on presentation. You know, that's when you're in finance, it has to be right. You know, you're perfectionist. You got to have a scenario. You got to have a backup plan behind a backup plan. And God had to teach me in this season, I am your backup plan. Now where you going? And I promise you, I was trying to fight and move, and I was trying to move my own ways. Like I just told you, on the backup plan. I'm the backup plan after the backup plan, and so it caused me to be free. You know, I was never a free thinker. You know, and I realized the adventure in being a free thinker because it allowed God to freely move how He needed to move in my life. It allowed me to freely tap into my God-given ability. It allowed me to stop looking to my left and to my right counterparts. Like, oh, what you doing over there? Okay, what you doing over there? I was like, you know, he taught me to stay in my lane. You know, whoever's for me is for me.
Girl, I was at every networking thing. I was networking queen. I would leave at 7 o'clock, come home 9 o'clock, and get back
Ooh,
up. When I tell you, I crisscrossed all around Georgia, and God
Lord,
finally said, "You done?" I'm like, "What you talking about,
you
homie?"
be
He's like,
exhausted.
"Are you done?" I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Didn't you give me this people to come into me?" He's like, "No." Some doors that you have when someone knocks, you're not supposed to answer. So you done ran yourself ragged doing all these meetings. I told you not to go. So when you gonna just sit down and shut up and let me do
And
it?
you just hush your mouth. When that happened, when we found that's it's like he had our hands behind our back. Like, where you moving to now? You still gonna fight this? When that happened, when I submitted myself to the process, and that took some time, and that's another course I'm coming out with. It's called Mindset Transformation, because I don't care where you are in your life. I don't care if you want to lose weight. I don't care if you want to just find your purpose. I don't care if you want to reach whatever goal it is. It starts in the mind. And if you don't have that mindset thing, you're gonna do what I call, you're gonna binge. Okay, you're gonna binge and you're gonna go back to your old ways. But if you get to that mind first, it's gonna stick. You're able to make healthier decisions. You're able to, your discipline and your consistency will be more there because you're understanding the mindset behind you have to do. Most of the people that I coordinate with, I always send them affirmations. Do this every morning. You need to make sure you do your devotionals. You need to make sure you pour into yourself before you pour out to anybody else, before you walk out that door. Don't ever walk out that door hungry. And what I mean by hungry is yourself. And I'm not talking about literally hungry. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally hungry. Pour into yourself before you leave your house so that when you walk out, people won't deplete you because you know how much power and energy you have left after you've given it to yourself.
You
You
know,
know,
you said something, and this is what I do is in our household with my husband and I. We call our house heaven. Outside is hell, right?
woo,
So you need to, girl. I'm telling you, I got some stuff coming out, and we
go.
we gonna talk.
Let's
So
do it.
I want people to understand. At the end of the day, I agree with you. You know, you wouldn't be on the show if I agree with you, but you, it is so true. Not just a mindset. You have to constantly speak positive because, like, I'll, this one of my friends will call me every morning and they'll say, "Hey, how you doing, Jack?" I said, "I'm doing great." Here's a perfect example. Today, y'all, because y'all know I'm transparent. So let me,
Yeah,
and for those of you who don't know, sometimes I do the TMI a little bit, okay? So
okay.
here's the deal. I was feeling good all day. Then all of a sudden, something was not right. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to cancel the show with Miss Stephanie J. And I need her on the show. And I called, spoke to her assistant, marketing, the other Stephanie, and I'm like, oh my God, and I want to thank her, shout out for her too, because she's amazing. Okay, so I was like, I called her at 1 o'clock. Now, mind you, show is at 6 o'clock. I called her at 1 o'clock. I said, I don't think I could make it. I said, because I went outside, and all of a sudden my body just wasn't right, and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I want to go to sleep. And my right side of my brain's like, oh no, devil, you a liar. You a liar. So I said, you know what? I'm going to push through. I'm going to push through. And let's not mistake this for when you're depleted, you're exhausted, you keep pushing. That's not what I felt. I felt like I needed a mindset change. I was being sucked into something. To be perfectly honest, I think I was in someone's negative energy. I really think I absorbed someone's energy. And I said, let me go out. The sun is here. Because, we've been having rain in Georgia, no sun. So the sun was out. And I'm like, okay, let me walk around the sun. Let me go by the lake. I didn't get to go by the lake. But I said, I got to change this because, and I'll thank you for this, Stephanie. I wanted to do the show Hell or High Water because I think this would heal whatever I was feeling. My soul needed a show like this today because I think I would have succumbed into whatever. And because you and I had this connection, I figured you would have spoke to my soul and would have raised my vibration because my vibration was so low. And I'm saying that to say, ladies and gentlemen, you can be around someone and they're sucking your soul and you have no idea. Now, just by talking to Stephanie and listening to her talk about all the positive stuff, abundance, and my vibration is feeling, because I thought I was going to have a full-blown panic attack. And I haven't had one in a while, but my vibration was going lower and lower and lower. And I said, no, because I was talking like I was out of breath and I was talking to her assistant and I'm like, I don't think I can do it. And I'm like, yes, you can. And then I called her back and I said, we're doing the show Hell or High Water.
Okay.
And my vibration. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. When we talk about mindset, don't mistake it like if you're not feeling well, you got to go to the hospital. That's not where. And even then, still speak positive over your body and your mind. Because what we have going on in the world today, it's really the minute you walk out of your door, whether you believe in the devil, whether you believe in hell, whether you believe in negative Nellies, it's out there to suck your freaking life force. I call those people emotional vampires that are out there.
Yes, God, they are. They are, and they don't care two hella beans about you. It's about a give me mentality, and you have to preserve your own energy.
And that's why I'm gonna, I'm working on some things. Huh? Yeah,
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, okay, so let's get back to, so if someone wants to get in contact with you because they're just loving you, how can they get in contact with you?
Okay, so you want to contact me on my website. It's www.yourstepitupcoach.com. That's number one. You can also follow forms on Instagram and Facebook. It's I am Stephani.J and without an E. Yes, without an E. And TikTok. I'm also on TikTok at I am Stephani J. Yes, exactly. You have a contact list. You can call me. My assistant will be there for you. And last but not least, you can also email me. It's at info@yourstepitupcoach.com. So those are ways you can always get. I'm also TikTok. I do my morning motivations on TikTok Monday through Friday from 8 to 8:30. So I have a TikTok fan. We pour into each other. And it's nothing like meeting in a room with people who just want positive vibes just before they start their day. Something simple, 30 minutes, but it's so big in people's life because everybody's in transition. 8 to 8:30.
Make sure everyone likes her page. And if you're watching this show, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. And what I'm doing, I post a lot of my meals on TikTok. I'm going to be doing a vegan cooking show. We're going to be talking about herbs because since I'm Jamaican and Cuban, I know the spices, the juices, because that's what I was raised on, the sour, you name it. So we're going to talk about holistic care and things like that. We're going to be chopping it up because the show's going to be called Chopping It Up with Jacqueline. And, we're all worthy. And I want people to take care of their inside and their outside. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole mess right now. The good thing about what's happening in the world right now, the only good thing I'll say is people are re-examining their lives and trying, because every time you turn on the television or your phone, people are popping up. Passing. People that I grew up with who are singers and stuff, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? They're dropping like flies, so to speak. So for me, I'm living my life so intentional. I'm doing things so different. I'm not going to be a part of anything that doesn't serve my purpose anymore. I don't want anyone in my life that doesn't serve my purpose. If they're not positive and we're in alignment, I don't want them in my life. I'm sure they know now because I don't block like over 70 people yesterday.
That block game is so strong, and I don't care who it is. You got to get to that point. And my thing I would share is just to let people know, as you are in your transition, focus on the internal before you start on the external. Internal will literally exude there externally, period. It will. And it's going to make you change your environment easier because you're setting a different foundation inside, okay? That's most important. If you think about changing your hair and your this and your that, if you just focus on why you're doing it, focus on your insides, you're gonna realize I'm doing this because this is a significant, this is symbolic of as to why I'm looking this way. Like you said, you know what? My inside is about to match my outside. This is a new season. If you don't like it, keep it stepping. And then and honestly, that's what happens. Your outside will begin to match your insides. If you just start internally, you don't have to keep making changes all the time. If you just focus on, how you feel, being your self-aware, your emotional intelligence, how you handle conflict, how you handle people, and most importantly, just being self-aware.
Exactly. We just have to, and what I'm doing now is I've always had a glow, but I'm having a glow up in 2020.
Yes.
And it's all about just smiling, being nice, being kinder to people, show people, what love is all about. And again, like I said, I'm married to my husband last October, is 34 years. I don't know how he did it, y'all. I wouldn't marry me, okay? It's that black love. I don't know how to do it, but and on Latanya just mentioned, which is so true, on our prayer call, she has this thing that's called protect your peace. We talk about that, protecting your peace, because if it's not protected, all sorts of things can go on, suicide, you name it, so many YouTube, self-harm, okay, self-harm. So we want people to, at the end of this platform, this show, we want people to live their ultimate life. There isn't any dream that you have within you that you can't obtain. Oprah's a billionaire. Bill Gates is a billionaire. There isn't anything you can't obtain. As long as you have breath, life, and positive energy, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't worry about the people, because we didn't even touch on, we're going to do another show. We're going to touch on when you're looking for support, you can forget sometimes about the family and the friends.
Linda, I can wrap that up in 2 seconds. Your family and your friends are not your clients. They're not called to you. That's not their job. Okay. If they want to support you, great. If they don't, fine. But let me tell you what God will do. He will literally make you a circle specifically for your call. So all of y'all who's like, I didn't started this and they didn't do X, Y, and Z, because they're not called to your product, sis. They're not called to you. You go, you are called. Drop mic. That's the short version, okay? Don't get
So
offended.
again, tell everyone how they can get in contact with you.
I'm sorry.
Tell everyone how they can get contact with you
Okay,
again.
if you want to get in contact with me, my YouTube channel is Your Step It Up Coach or Stephani J. If you want to contact me through Instagram or Facebook, it's I am Stephani.J. Okay. Also, last but not least, I also have a radio show on Wednesdays. It's live coaching with Stephani J. That's on 106 Live Radio. You can download the app, or you can connect with me on I think it's on YouTube. Yes, on 106 Live Radio YouTube. You can and download the app.
Am I gonna be on the show or what? You gonna?
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? The month of March is everything women.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
You have to come along. You have to.
Okay. I don't wait for opportunities. I try to make them.
I love it. I do the same thing.
Well, we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy Network. Again, if you want to join our tribe, please subscribe. You know, this is I created this platform because I got so sick of negativity, or doing reality stuff. I wanted to do something positive with women coming on the platform, and men. We don't discriminate. We allow positive men as well. We interview men and have conversations with men as well. So I created this platform because when I mentor young girls, they were telling me that, they were naming people in the reality world who they look up to. So I wanted them to see that we had women. And again, we're very diverse. As long as you got a vagina and you're positive, as long as you got a PP and you're positive, you're welcome on the show. That's the only thing that I require. Okay. As long as you have those two organs and you're positive, I'm good. Yes. Okay. And share what you have with the world. So again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Please have a pleasant day. Have a pleasant week. And remember, self-care. Don't forget about self-care. Take care of yourself. Love you first.
Yeah. That's it. See y'all later.
Alligator.